Welcome back to my channel. So we are on episode 4 on Stephen Howson's video here. It is a 6-part documentary series type of videos, you can say. So far I am amazed of how smart Sir Matt Busby is. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless, to be honest. That's why I go quiet. But yeah, I just wanted to say that tonight or today is the match between Manchester United and Leeds United, which is, in terms of historical, it is the Battle of the Roses, basically. So I wonder if there will be anything about that rivalry in one of his videos. Either way, let's watch this. Let's go. By the way, Stephen Howson, you are awesome. Shout out to you, man.
Welcome to the long-awaited return of the history of Manchester United. In episode 4, we delved into the origin story of how Sir Matt Busby laid the foundations to building the greatest football club the world has ever seen. He then went on to guide his Busby babes from FA youth success to dominating English football in the space of just a decade. During the Second World War in 1941, Nazi Germany's Air Force bombed Old Trafford just 31 years after it was built. This left United playing their home games at Main Road, the home of Manchester City, for the foreseeable future. Not many would have predicted a bright pathway at that point, but Sir Matt did. In a demolished stadium, he saw opportunity, a chance to create a legacy to fondly look back on for the rest of time.
Interesting.
Following the war, Busby turned down the chance to return to Liverpool as a player assistant manager. Instead, he accepted an invitation to take over the reins at United in February 1945. He had a clear vision. He wanted fresh talent.
Which is really good that he chose to sign with Manchester United. Yeah, this is about to go off. Alright. Oh, by the way, I can see this video is a bit longer than the other 3 videos I already been seeing. So yeah.
Into his desired image, he knew youth was the underlying answer in United's search for success. Busby officially started in October 1945, partly spending the period in between training non-commissioned officers in the Army Physical Training Corps alongside recently retired pro Jimmy Murphy. Impressed by the Welshman's speech-making skills, he wasted no time in recruiting Murphy to manage the reserves and monitor youth development. It didn't take long for Busby to establish his philosophy at the club either, demanding full control of tactics, training and transfers upon his arrival.
That is one of the most important things if you are taking over a team. You need to be behind the tactics, of course, which makes sense for a manager. But basically, to get it your way, you need to be in charge of the transfers too.
He strongly believed his knowledge of the game was superior to the club's directors, and he acted boldly upon it. Progress was clear throughout the 46-47 season, the first in the Football League after the war and United's inaugural First Division campaign under Sir Matt. Although the Reds couldn't end their 36-year wait for a major trophy, they earned the respect of many
Liverpool.
by finishing second, just 1
By
point behind
2
eventual
points.
winners, Liverpool. It was just the beginning of the Busby era, but that didn't stop the streams of supporters flooding into Main Road every other week, with the average attendance bursting out at 43,000. Although Busby had to settle for second in the league again,
I wonder if Main Road is there today, because I would really like to visit that pitch, basically to see how it looks today.
the following season, this time losing out to Arsenal,
Burnley.
he guided the club to their second ever FA Cup triumph, the first major trophy since
second.
1911. United toppled the
Blackpool.
Blackpool side, boasting future footballing great Stanley Matthews 4-2 in the final in what was the club's first ever appearance at Wembley Stadium.
Oh,
The road
that's
continued
amazing.
After that, as Busby and Murphy oversaw second place league campaigns
Portsmouth.
again in 1949 and 1951.
What? Then where would Liverpool finish? Huh. Well, that's unlucky for them. Same thing with Manchester City. And Arsenal was at 5th place. Huh.
One before finally tasting First Division success a year later. Players including Roger Byrne, Johnny Kerry and Jack Rowley headlined as United soared to winning the title by 4 points in 1952, ending a 41-year wait to do so.
Awesome.
3 years after reopening its doors, Old Trafford was rammed with over 50,000 raucous supporters.
So that many years it took until they, well, basically got their stadium back because of, well, reconstruction or basically fixing it up after the war. That's a long wait. Well, I am really happy that Manchester City allowed Manchester United to train and play there.
6-1 rout over title challengers Arsenal wrapped things up to perfection. By the end of the season though, the squad was visibly aging and it was clear reinforcements were required. Many touted the club to splash big money on high profile players in order to sustain the club's reinvigorated success. However, Busby and Murphy turned their focus towards a youth setup. This was where the Busby Babes truly came to life. Byrne transitioned from a winger to a fullback.
This is such a big, well, it's such a big story. Like, normally, you don't necessarily rely solely on the youth, but he did. Like, that was his specialty. That's also something Ole Gunnar Solskjær does, and something that Alex Ferguson did. I actually get kind of goosebumps right now, but yeah.
Was joined by Jackie Blanchflower as the first two players to be nicknamed the Babes. Next, centre-half Mark Jones cemented his first team spot after featuring the 1952 title win.
A player of today that reminds me of him, like in the face, is Scott McTominay. You can probably see a bit similarities, but yeah, That's just me being a weirdo, I guess. Mark Jones.
Eddie Coleman followed before Duncan Edwards, a player widely commended as United's greatest ever talent, broke onto the scene aged just 16.
16?
Busby was trusting players aged 16 and 17 to make an impact, with Bill Folks, Albert Scanlon, David Pegg, Liam Whelan also among those replacing older members of the squad. Not all of the babes were homegrown, with Busby sanctioning a £25,000 deal to sign Birmingham winger Johnny Berry in 1951.
Birmingham.
However, United were playing so well that only a few major signings were made in the next 6 years, including prolific centre-forward Tommy Taylor's £30,000 move from Barnsley in 1953.
Barnsley.
Taylor formed a formidable strike partnership alongside Dennis Violet, most notably in the 55-56 campaign. Either of the duo found the net in 21 of their 20.
So far, it's amazing to hear how good Matt Busby was in getting his team, or, well, the babes, to play his style and influence them to perform really well. I wonder if there is any kind of highlights from that time. There probably is some, but it's probably in black and white, so
27 games together, steering Busby to a second First Division title as United manager. The Rebs stormed the league by 11 points, with the team's average age just 22 years old.
Blackpool.
A proud Busby's words after lifting the trophy will never be forgotten.
Average.
The marks of the nursery cradle were on them, but they did not show.
Oh.
The mission in 56-57 was to prove the remarkable campaign beforehand
Interesting.
was no fluke. And United impressively went on and won the league again.
So, 22 years old on average. That, I wonder if that is low back then, comparing to now, of course. But, like, what was normal, you can say? Yeah.
The Reds were untouchable at the summit of English football at this point, and a third title in 5 years secured, coinciding with Murphy leading the reserves to a
third
fifth consecutive FA Youth Cup success.
By the way, a little known fact from what I have heard and noticed is that in a total of Premier League, or well, the highest league in English football that they have won, they're sitting at the first place with 20 titles. So, that's amazing.
It was a memorable season all round. United entered the European Cup for the first time and reached the semi-finals in a campaign where the club recorded their biggest ever win to date, a 10-0 mauling of Anderlecht. One of the biggest stars of the Youth Cup
10-0. Oh. That is amazing. That is an amazing score. Ole Gunnar Solskjær, his team beat Southampton, I think 9-2, I think it was. I remember when I saw that game, I was like, whoa! How? And yeah, there was a red card happening in the game too. So, I'm sorry for yawning, but yeah, let's keep going.
Nation. A young fella called Bobby Charlton also burst onto the scene,
Charlton.
netting twice in his debut. The season ended in disappointment though, with Aston Villa running out 2-1 winners in the FA Cup final, denying United an unheard of double. Time was on United's side though, and a few months later Busby made Harry Gregg the most expensive goalkeeper in the world at the time, signing him from Doncaster for £23,500. The Babes were bolstered and ready to go for a third straight title and another European Cup bid.
Cool.
The campaign was going as planned, both domestically and in Europe.
Okay.
The Reds kick-started February with a thrilling 5-4 win against Arsenal at Highbury.
5-4.
Seemingly the ideal preparation for the intimidating European Cup quarter-final second leg at Red Star Belgrade to come next. United took a 3-3 draw from the game in Serbia, proceeding 5-4 on aggregate. But on the following night, one of the biggest tragedies in sporting history
the Bayern
of this club's history
air
forever.
disaster.
February the 6th, 1958 marked the Munich air disaster, taking 23 lives, including the lives of those in Busby's special side. Mark Jones, Roger Byrne, Jeff Bent, David Pegg, Eddie Coleman, Bill Whelan, Tommy Taylor, as well as club officials Walter Krippner, Tom Curry and Bert Wally, the names of those who were killed instantly. Duncan Edwards spent 2 weeks fighting in hospital before he also succumbed. Johnny Berry and Jackie Blanchflower's injuries cut their playing careers short. Other injured squad members were absent for prolonged periods, and with Busby also seriously hurt and injured, Murphy, who didn't travel, took charge of a diminished Manchester United until the end of the season. But this is not the end of the Busby Babes. The Busby Babes did not die at Munich. The Busby Babes rose again, like a phoenix from the ashes. And 10 years on from that tragedy, Manchester United became champions of Europe. Perhaps where they should have been already in now.
Wow. I don't know how they did it. Like, it takes a tragic disaster like that takes so much out of you, I would believe. They were so tough. Huh. Football is so important for mental health, I would say. Wow.
58. Join us in episode 5, where we will focus on the uprise of the Holy Trinity of Charlton, Law and Best that drove Manchester United from those ashes of Munich to the glitter of European champions.
Well, now it is the Holy Trinity. Oh, the Holy Trinity. I have heard that quote or something. I don't know where I heard it from, but yeah. I'm gonna watch that one next. So, but I'm gonna end this one to basically space it up. So if you guys like these kinds of videos, go ahead and subscribe down here. Hit the red icon button of subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And yeah.